Hello, everyone. Welcome. Come on in. I'm Frank at Gooten. Make yourself at home. We're going to get started in just a minute or two once we get some of the late arrivals in. So just a couple more minutes. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is exciting. This is our very first AMA, Ask Maddie Anything. Maddie is our Director of Partner Success. She's really the one on the front line with our partners and trying to help them reach their business goals. So again, thank you for being here. We truly hope this is a great benefit to you. For us, we feel this is a great opportunity to learn more about your concerns and what you're up against, what your needs are. So our takeaway from this will be, what can we do to better help you and other store owners as yourself? So please do not be shy, ask away. I'll be going through and selecting the questions for Maddie, so go ahead and start getting those in the queue. And I'll kick off the first question for Maddie. First of all, Maddie, hello, thank you for being here.
Hi, Frank.
My question, Maddie, is can you tell everyone about any new updates coming to the Gooten platform that people should be excited about?
Yes, actually, we have a couple of very exciting updates coming out soon. I'm going to actually give you guys a first sneak peek preview at one of the major ones. So for any of our existing partners who are familiar with our place an order, or what we call our custom order form, early next week is the goal. We're going to release a completely new user interface for this. I'm sure you've seen our old one is a little bit clunky, so it was time for an update. But a lot of the same functionality that you're used to. So the ability to place what we call a custom order. So upload your designs if they're personalized from scratch at the time of order submission. And that's what I'm showing with you now. Take you through the flow that you're familiar with in the product hub for people who are familiar with creating products there. So essentially giving you that same flexibility to adjust images, have a little bit more visibility into your mockups, and then adding the checkout feature at the end. So that's what the custom order form is now going to look like. We have this nice cart that you can navigate to up here, and it still gives you that same ability to order from your saved products, I know a lot of our Etsy partners like to pre-create their partners here and then add them to their stores. So it's the same functionality of being able to add my sloth, fleece blanket, proceed to cart, and then I can go back and edit that artwork if I need to at the time of creation or submission. And I can also reorder previous products as well. So we're pretty excited about this. New release has been a long time coming. This cart feature will allow you to save shipping addresses. So if you're shipping products to yourself a lot, you can save that address in here. And it also shows you the payment and billing info at the time of order submission. So pretty nice new user interface. We're super excited about that. So look out for this coming from us, hopefully within the next week, which is pretty cool. And then I'll just give you another kind of heads up sneak peek. I'll stop showing my screen now. We're working a ton as a company on our shipping. Frank, you and I have been talking about that a lot. So I think within the next week or two as well, we're going to have a whole bunch of shipping updates designed to make our shipping less complicated, doing what we call flat or kind of regulated shipping across products. So you don't have to think about zones or weights or anything like that. You can just kind of say, okay, this is the shipping I'm going to be charged every single time. So we're working through those final numbers. You'll get an email out from us. It'll all be on the product catalog, knowledge base, anywhere you need it. So yeah, those are two pretty big, exciting things we're working on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shipping, definitely a concern that we've heard from our partners in the past, and just the process of making it less complicated and easier for them in dealing with their customers. So that's exciting.
Totally.
All right, so let's see. We've got some questions starting to come in. This first one, a Shopify question. Do I need to get Shopify set up first before starting my store? And is integration between Gooten and Shopify an easy or complicated process?
Ooh, that's a great question. So what I would recommend is go on and create yourself a Shopify account, get your store set up to the point that you have like a store name, right? You have an account in Shopify. Then go to the Gooten App Store, download the Gooten, or go to the Shopify App Store, just get the Gooten app. It's really simple, one click. And then that'll send you to us to create an account and sign up with Gooten, and then start creating products and publishing them to your Shopify store immediately. So the answer, I guess, short answer is no. You don't have to have your store fully set up. A lot of our partners will do that process where their store isn't live, it's not fully designed yet, they're still working on it, but they can do everything in Gooten while that process is happening. And yes, the process is really easy. So we have an automatic integration with Shopify, meaning that you can create products in either Shopify or Gooten to be fulfilled by Gooten. And all of that fulfillment's automatic. So as long as the product's linked and set up within your store and it's connected to us, once you get an order, that's going to come into our dashboard and be routed to one of our vendors. And then when the order ships, the tracking information will go back to Shopify and your customer will receive an email with that info. So it's pretty hands-off for you as a store owner from a fulfillment perspective. So I'd say it's easy. I think it's pretty easy.
Yeah, and the great thing about Shopify is they do have really great content on their site. Really informative documentation that kind of walks you through anything you need to know. And we've also been doing a lot more tutorials, videos ourselves for that. So yeah, if anybody's getting started with us and they have any questions, please feel free to contact our support team and they can help you out with those articles.
Yeah, totally. And something some people on this call might have noticed too is it's been about a month and a half now, 2 months, where it used to be that when you signed up for Gooten, you'd get a welcome email and we'd send you some stuff to get you started and then kind of leave you to your own devices. But we now actually have an onboarding team, our lovely Yovana, who's the face of onboarding for Gooten. We have onboarding content, we have emails that you guys will be getting in your inbox with tutorials and help along the way. So we're trying to do a lot more to make your store setup and launch process way easier, whether it's Shopify or any of the other fulfillment methods we support.
All right, let's get pumping through these here.
All right.
A lot more coming through.
Give me a hard one.
T-shirt question. When choosing a material for t-shirts, how do you determine which one to choose?
Oh, that's a great question. So when I'm choosing something, I am a t-shirt snob. I like really soft materials, which means that I usually like the more expensive brands like Bella and Canvas. We just added Next Levels today. Very excited about that. But I'd say from a practical standpoint, in choosing a material. I think it comes down a little bit to personal preference. It also comes down, frankly, to kind of your customers and your price point. So what I recommend is usually people order a couple different models. Order a Toltex, order a nicer model like a Bella and Canvas, order something a little bit more standard or basic like a Hanes. You're going to be able to tell the difference in feel. They're going to be lighter or heavier. General rule of thumb is t-shirts with a higher percentage of cotton take print better. So that's something to keep in mind, but we try to curate those offerings for you and give you t-shirts that we know will print pretty well. So it's personal preference, but you know, t-shirt snobs like me probably tend to go for the more expensive ones, and that's usually how you can tell that they're going to be nicer if the price is higher. Yep.
All right, Maddie, you're not going to like this next question.
Oh, good.
Mug designs.
Oh, mugs.
This person says, I'm creating mug designs. Would it be possible to have a nice mock-up of the finished mug so it looks like what the shopper wants to see rather than the stretched out version? Or am I missing something?
No, sadly, you are not missing something. This is a great question. It's one, unfortunately, we get a lot. I'm going to tell you kind of a today fix. I'm going to tell you what we're doing about it long term. So our mug mock-ups aren't great because they're not 3D. They show you the print area of the mug, but they don't show you like what the mug looks like. It's been joked that they look like troughs with handles sometimes. So not to kind of disparage ourselves, we have a lot of work to do in that category. So no, you're not missing something. What I would recommend and what I tell partners is there's a lot of really great mock-up sites out there. Creative Market is one. Envato is another that our design team uses. Just go on and grab an 11-ounce mug and you know, either overlay your design in Photoshop or use kind of a third-party mock-up generator tool to get those images for your store. We actually can send around some of those materials after the call. That's like the today fix to get that retail ready image. The long-term fix and what you're going to be seeing from Gooten is we're working on what we're calling pro previews. So it's machine learning technology for our product previews that takes an actual photo of the physical image and then overlays designs onto it. So our engineers are building that into our front end right now. And that's going to give you what you're looking for from a retail preview perspective, not just for mugs, but starting with all of our cylindrical products and stuff that's really hard to preview on a flat surface. So we are fixing that. It's feedback we get all of the time. Unfortunately, you know, we're still a young and growing company, and resources are what they are, and so our engineers are doing the best they can to get it out in time as quickly as possible. But look out from that from us pretty soon.
Thank you, Maddie. I know that was hard for you. This is something mug design. We literally talk about it every day.
We talk about it every day. Yeah.
So we apologize. We're working.
We're working on it. Yep.
Okay, let's see here. Question. Oh, this is about the release you were talking about, Maddie.
Cool.
Will there be tutorials to the new releases?
Oh, will there be? Yes, they are been finished today.
Nice.
They will be on the Gooten YouTube channel. They will be in the email about the release, and they will be in our knowledge base. So yes, there will be tutorials. And then if you do have any more questions, our senior product manager, her name's Joanna, she's lovely. She is going to be all ears for feedback, questions. She'll be available to do like demos and walkthroughs. So we'll have a lot of resources out for you to make sure you understand how to use the new custom order form.
Great. All right. You mentioned Gooten is working on flat rate options coming soon. Will this be happening for all products? And is there a time frame in mind?
So the answer is the goal, yes, essentially. There is a goal to have flat rate or kind of what we call like standardized-ish shipping rates for all of our products. We're starting with our most popular products first. So we did apparel earlier this year. We also have a lot of our smaller accessory products from one of our vendors who already has that pricing. The next wave of flat pricing is going to affect mugs, canvases, posters, a lot of our home decor, so like pillows, blankets, some of our big sellers there, accessory pouches, tote bags. So we're kind of chugging through it as fast as we can on that side. And then I think the goal is to do this for everything. From a time frame perspective, I'm not going to commit us to anything, but just hopefully, sometime this summer, as soon as we can get it done. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so let's see. We've got a question about how to do a demo for samples. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you in our new custom order form. If that's okay. And like I said, give us a few days to get this out, but the sample process will be much easier, I think, using this new piece of tech. So if you're coming to us for the first time and you want to create a sample of a product, what I would suggest is just start by creating a new one. So when you land into Gooten, you're going to land on your dashboard, go to your place an order tab, and then select create a new product. So this is going to drop you into our product catalog. So you can either search for the product that you want, or you can go browse by category. We're looking at our best sellers here. So let's say I wanted to do a sample of a throw pillow. So I'm going to click get started, and then this is going to take me to the page that shows me all of the options for those throw pillows. So I'm not totally sure what I want to sell, but like, okay, I like the idea of having a throw pillow with a zipper because that means I can take the cover off. Poly 12 is probably fine. That's pretty standard. 14 by 14 is good because I just want to see what the fabric looks like. So I'm going to continue with that. That'll then take me to this page where I upload the designs for my product. So I'm going to pick something colorful here. All right, let's put this colorful artwork on here too. There's me.
I do like the Taco Bell one.
Yeah, we'll put the Taco Bell logo on there. I would too, actually. We're gonna put some artwork on the back. Let's see, we're gonna do Gooten vibes only on the back. It's telling me low res. Usually I would upgrade that because I don't want to have a fuzzy print, but for the purpose of the demo, you get the picture. All right, so there's the back of my throw pillow. Looks pretty cute. And then I'm gonna click add to cart. So I already had a slothy fleece blanket in here and a t-shirt because I was playing around with this earlier. But if, let's see, I'm just gonna delete Mr. Sloth, and delete the test t-shirt. So here's this throw pillow that I wanna see in person because I wanna sample it. So it'll tell me I'm just gonna do one, my price, and then I'll proceed to check out and enter where I want that to ship. So I'll put in, I'm just gonna put, like you put in the Gooten office. I'm not gonna type that through now. I'll see payment and billing. So I actually already have a card on file in this test store. But if I didn't, I would just need to add a credit card to have that charged. And then I would hit place an order. So beginning next week, this is how the samples process will go. You can also create products. So if you've already created something in your product hub, like let's say you were messing around to see what our create process would look like and you just created this blanket, you can also order that later. So if you're playing around with it, you decide tomorrow that you want to come back and order a sample, that's available to you too.
Awesome. I like those designs. The weekender tote, that looks cool.
I know, right? That is pretty cool.
Love the design too.
Get with that for my grocery shopping.
Okay, I like this next question because, Maddie, I think you can provide we'll give you the chance to provide more insight into how our print vendor network works.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, are your folded greeting cards printed in-house or by several different vendors? And if my customers order one card at a time, how will I know that the quality is consistent if they are printed by a variety of different vendors?
That's a really good question. So I'm going to take that in a few different sections. So the first question and the kind of first part is, so Gooten actually isn't a printer. We don't own our own printing machines. We don't have manufacturers around the world. We are a technology company first with what we say is printing expertise and kind of e-commerce expertise. So we partner with the best printers in the business, so manufacturers out there who are the best at what they do. And then we use our technology to route your orders from your customers to them. So that's our business model. From a flat and folded card standpoint, and for most product categories, this is true, but I can tell you the exceptions. We'll have one, maybe two vendors that do the printing of those products. So specifically for flat and folded cards, we have one main vendor for them right now. We're actually in the process of upgrading that vendor to one that will be more global and allow us to tap into a more global manufacturing network on their side. But if you order a folded card, it's going to come from the same vendor every single time through us. So what I'd recommend for you, if you're listening here, is order a couple different paper types with a couple of your different designs, check out the quality, and then if you're happy with it, you can be rest assured that that's pretty indicative of what your customers are going to be receiving, because you're placing an order through us, the vendor has no idea that that's a sample and that you're judging them. So it's going to be the production process as usual, and you're going to see kind of what your customers would get, no bells and whistles added. That all being said, I know some partners will sometimes, repeatedly shop from us. Well, they'll order a product, put it on their store. Every now and then they'll come back and order a sample or test it to make sure they're still happy. But that's what I recommend to you. Was there another part to that question? Oh, what I was going to say to you is where there are exceptions. So there are some instances where we have multiple different vendors who print the same product category. Apparel is a great example. We have a primary apparel vendor. We have another apparel vendor that we use because if we do a lot of apparel, so we need to have capacity across different locations. The same is true for home decor. So when that is the case, you should never really notice the differences because we do the legwork to make sure products match across what vendors, from fabric, color, print method, print machines used, all of that. We do that work for you. The only difference will be like the shipping location. It might come from a different, the address from the print lab might be a little bit different, but you shouldn't notice it. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Maddy. Let's see here. All right, so this person has a very specific question.
Okay.
I'm having an issue with adding variations to existing products without having to redo entire listings. For example, adding iPhone 8 variations to existing iPhone listings. How can this be done without having to do all of this work over? Is this someone we should put in contact with, Joanna?
Yeah, that's another really, really good question. So you're not missing anything. Right now, if you go into Product Hub and you try to edit a product that you have already created, I can show you actually, or we'll talk you through it. You don't have the ability to add new variants to that product. So if you're a Shopify partner, the easiest way to do that is to just add the variant in your Shopify listing and then just link the variant to us. That prevents you from having to go through the whole process of creating a new product again. But I know that can get tedious. Honestly, phone cases are like the worst offender because there's so many updates, new models are coming out all the time. You want to stay relevant. So that's something that's like queued up on our roadmap for our engineers to work on. But Frank and I can connect you with Joanna, who's our product manager, and she can kind of talk through with you the best ways to do that now and then get your feedback on like what your ideal solution would be as well.
Please, if you'd like to reach out, you can email me after this and
yeah,
we'll get you in touch.
Totally. Yeah, just respond to Frank and then email invite and we'll get you hooked up.
All right, awesome. Here's a question I can answer.
Woo!
When is an affiliate program coming like other competitors offer?
Frank, don't we have one of those?
I believe we do.
What?
Fantastic. I am actually in charge of the affiliate program here at Gooten. So this is something we're kicking off just recently. So please, if you're interested in being an affiliate for Gooten and referring potential partners our way, contact me, frank@gooten.com. So we're just starting this out, but we have everything in place, and we would love to add you to the program. So again, frank@gooten.com if you're interested in signing up for our affiliate program.
We have a couple affiliates already, right?
Yep, we got a couple of them running. So far, they were kind of our beta users, and yep, we got a good system down, a good program. So now that we're comfortable with that, now we're able to start adding more people to it. So
awesome. Shameless plug, because you said beta users.
Yes.
We actually, and most people don't know this who are our partners, we actually have a list of like our beta testers where we do our first releases, we test new ideas with them. Like our custom order form, for example, like we tested that and like people got new like early access to that technology. So if you're someone who loves kind of like giving, some people love it. I'm one of those people. Like I love giving product feedback, seeing what companies are working on, kind of being their guinea pig. If that sounds like you, again, just email Frank. You can respond to the meeting invite or the calendar invite for this event, and we'll get you added to that list so you see kind of what's coming from Gooten and get access to our product team and all those great minds there.
All right, great. So looking through, oh, here's a good question. Maddy.
Yes, Frank.
Who should we make suggestions to for products to add? Is there a particular email we should use to send links to things we would like to have in our shops?
Oh, that is a very good question. Yeah, the general best course of action, combine those words there. The general best way to do that is to just reach out to our support team. I'll be totally transparent. The way that we evaluate new products are what's available to us in our vendor network, what we can guarantee good quality and turnaround times on. It's very important to us. And then obviously it's a pretty good amount of work to set up new products from an engineering standpoint, design standpoint. So it really helps us if you have an idea of how many of those products you'd like to sell or you think you could sell. I love adding new products. I'm like, let's add a new one every week. But obviously we have to balance that desire with the business goals and concerns and prioritize that internally. So any ammo you can give me and my team, our whole team, partner support, we'll see all of it, is super helpful for getting new products added. But we're working on it. We have a couple of new ones that will come out this summer. And we've been adding apparel recently too, because that's been a big request.
All right. Good. All right. Is there any plan with Gooten to add a custom main label to products with our brand name on the product?
Ooh, I am happy you asked that. So we actually have that capability now with one of our vendors, canvases, they do posters, canvases. We can do that today. So if you are selling canvas wraps, congratulations, you are in luck. We are working on adding it in the very near future, and by near future I mean like this summer, for our apparel, as well as like general wall art, white label packaging, and then moving from there. There's a lot of work that we can do on our side to make that possible for you, but we're a little bit hamstrung in cases making sure that the vendor has that capability too. I mean, you think it's as simple as adding a printer at the shipping station, right? Just printing a custom label, printing whatever. It is in some cases, and it's not in others, because we have to make sure that the kind of data that we're passing is flowing through our API connections from a technical standpoint. So it does require development work from both Gooten and the manufacturer. There's some vendors we work with who've already done that development work, so we can just tap into it. There's some that are doing it now because we've requested it, because you guys have requested it, and then we'll make it available. So if there's specific product categories you're like, hey, this would be super helpful for me, or my customers are asking for this, or I can't grow my business because I don't have this, just let us know, because that kind of helps prioritize where we go next with the white label packaging.
All right, Maddie. Real talk time, Maddie.
Okay.
Will you make a new sample policy so that we can try numerous new products over time? Printful allows sample products at 20% off plus free shipping every month. You have a lot of products, and a better sample policy would allow us to try more products to offer with confidence.
Ooh, that's a really good question. Yeah, you know.
Do you want to go talk about what our current sample policy is?
I will, and I'll talk about our old one, and I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like about our new one. Okay, so our old policy used to be that if you ordered a sample of the product and then you began selling it in your store, we'd credit you for that sample. And then there were like a whole bunch of nuances and other things and whatever. It was like Shopify for one thing, API for another thing, all these different ways that you could be reimbursed for a sample. Pretty confusing. Earlier this year, we're like, we need to simplify our sample policy because it's working for some people, but some people don't understand it. Let's just give everybody a free sample. Again, Maddie rubs up against business money concerns. And so we're like, all right, now what we're doing is we're doing $25 off your first $100. So if you order $100 worth of samples, or you just do your first $100 worth of orders with Gooten, you get 25 back. So it's basically $25 that you can use on samples. I like that. I like it because it does give partners that credit. It also allows people who don't need it or don't want as many samples to still kind of tap into that early bonus with us. But to your point, we do have so many products and we do have so many people who want to add new stuff to their store that it's kind of this one-time only thing that doesn't necessarily grow with you as you grow as a partner. So I'm very open to either changing it, adding it, something like that. And since you asked on this call, I think we're going to have a meeting about it. I smell a meeting about samples coming on.
All right, beautiful.
Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, one more, I think. One more.
All right, we've got time. Let's see here.
The best one.
Let me just scroll through for 1 second and see if something good I can get for you, Maddie.
If not, I'll just make some stuff up.
Okay, let's see here.
I was joking with Frank before this call. My family members have been trolling me. My younger brother sent me his math homework and said, I'm going to ask you this on the Ask Maddie Anything. So if that's the question you're going to ask me, then we're going to end the meeting.
I haven't seen any, no. I haven't seen any troll words. Let's see here. How about, oh, we already asked that one. Okay, is there any plan to add larger sizes and higher end, more interesting apparel? Some of my customers are up to size 4XL, and I'm interested in a greater variety of designs.
Oh, great question. Yes, there is a plan to do that. We're working on it right now. We launched next levels today. We're working on adding sizes up to 5 or 6X in a couple other brands, including Port & Company, which is actually one of the best quality t-shirts for the best price, in my opinion. So we're going to get that one up and running. But yes, we're working on that actively. Like I said, apparel is a big focus for us right now, both kind of ironing out, not literally, but straightening out our apparel lineup across sizes and colors, and then adding in new models, new sizes, new styles, all of that. So yes, that is coming hopefully within the next few weeks.
Okay, awesome. Great, Maddy. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So 12:30, I think that's all the time we have for this time, but
Yep.
You think we'll be doing this again?
Yeah, I mean, if people ask, I'm always here. I answer questions all day. So this is
Yeah.
fun for me. It's helpful for you guys. And if there's anything I didn't address on this call, shoot the question over to Frank, send it to our partner support team. My email's Maddy@Gooten, pretty easy to find. If I don't know the answer, I will find someone in the company who does.
Thank
So
you everyone
we'll
for
do
your
that.
questions. A lot of great ones, and yeah, like Maddy said, the ones we didn't get to, just reach out and we'll get those answered for you. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you next time we do this. Thank you.
Thanks all.